Okay.
I just don't have the light.
That's fine. How you doing?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, I heard you having some problems.
I'm terrible. I used to find lightning. There.
Let me run around real quick, make sure everything's okay.
Please, because
Okay.
I don't know why this, whoever these people is, I don't know why this people
All right.
They hang around here ever since it got dark. And they're going from one room to the other.
Just stay down there, okay? Make sure I'm gonna check around, all right? Yes. Everything looks good. Oh, your doors are closed.
Let me tell you what. They not looking for anything but me. Last night they were standing at my window.
How long you lived here for?
I've been here. Well, I went to Washington 7 years, and then I came back because my mama got sick. So I'm 92.
You're 92?
No.
No.
One.
91?
Wait a minute now. 90.
What year were you born?
I was born May the 5th, 1925.
Really? You don't look that old. I
All
was
these
gonna.
wrinkles I got in my face.
I was gonna guess. I was gonna guess in your mid to late 70s.
Oh, I've been past that.
Yeah. Did you? So, your mom lived in this house too?
Yes.
Were you born and raised in this house?
No, I used to live right down the street where, right across the street from where Beach Forward car dealer.
Were there a lot of black families that lived back here back then?
No.
Or were you one of the first ones?
I was the first one because where I was living, our house got burned up.
Wow.
And Mama was working for a lady long in there, and she had a house behind her house.
That's a good story. I like history. So I like, especially I like local history too.
And yeah, let's see, then for a minute. So she was working for a lady long in there.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a house, that little house in the back fixed up so we'd have somewhere to stay. Like I used to live in
Right across from Beach Ford?
No, it was down a little, like towards.
Do you remember the street name?
Well, we were right on the Virginia.
So it was on Virginia Beach Boulevard?
Boulevard.
Yeah.
So right along there where the grocery store and all that stuff right in there.
Where the big Hobby Lobby and all. Yeah. So that was where your house was?
What right next to that because
Right.
it was a brick house. The lady lived in front of us.
And we're talking in the 1930s then?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been here. I wasn't born here, but my mother brought me here as a baby.
Right, but you were raised here.
I was raised here.
I always like to hear stories of I know one day those graves that are right at the corner of Kings Grant and North Lynn Haven.
Yeah, I used to know those people too.
Yeah, and then the Herds family, because there's a Herds Lane way up in
Yeah, well, that's where the Herds are.
They had some issue where they all got killed or something like that, young in a fire maybe or something.
I don't really remember that because
they all died.
I think they just died.
I think some of them died tragically because I was looking at of course back then I think people died of natural causes or just things that they couldn't cure.
I'm trying to think of what that man's name because the street is named after. I can't think now.
You were probably one of the first houses back here then, weren't you?
No, when we had 1, 2, those first few houses that you come in down at the street, end of the street here, they were there because some of them was the family members of the people that you just talked about.
Yeah.
And I'm so scared I can't hardly talk. I think 1 or 2 of those houses belonged to them. The first houses on the right hand side when you come in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of them was one of the sons or the daughters that lived in one of them houses, right on the, as soon as you turn in. And then another family that came from Germany or somewhere that my mother met. and they moved in a little teeny flat house. But that boy now is living in the house by himself because his mother and father both passed. He got a sister down in North Carolina, but he said she lived too far back in the woods, so he rather stay up here.
So you basically came to this area probably, let's say, 1930? Or you before that?
Yeah, because if I was born 1920, what, 25 or something.
And you went to a different school? They had segregated schools?
They had those segregated schools.
Yeah.
Went down Oceana to a school.
The high school, the old high school was in Oceana?
Oh, no, that was when I was a little girl. And I was living in London Bridge. I said Oceana, but London Bridge. But down going towards Oceana on the back street, there was a church and a little school. But when I got to be, 7 years old, I went there for a while.
Did you have to walk there, or?
Yes, I did a lot of walking.
When you were I
was a child.
At that age, you walked there by yourself?
No, it was a whole bunch of us on the same street.
So y'all walked as a group. And Virginia Beach Boulevard was there?
No, Virginia Beach Boulevard was where it is now, but it was smaller.
Right, you walked alongside that road, or?
We walked on the back street where we were living. And that walked in.
Oh, so you didn't walk from here down there?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
At that time, I was living in London Bridge.
Okay, I get what you're
saying.
saying.
London Bridge until I was, about 12 or 13. 12. And then my mother got a job up here, about working in Pine Tree and working for their...
Pine Tree where the Wawa is.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And
that was a good restaurant, man.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, that was one of the best restaurants in Virginia Beach, wasn't it?
One of the best.
Yeah.
Next one, it was down on the waterfront of Virginia Beach.
You had the Pine Tree Inn, which was Tandems, right?
Tandems.
Was that the same one, or there was one on Shore Drive, Stein, Hilber's, and then a couple more? Probably the 4 or 5 best restaurants.
And then we had one down here in Little Neck, way back at almost the end of Little Neck, and you go up, make the right turn somewhere along there, called Herds. Herds.
Herds, H-U-R-D-S, after the Herds family.
Right.
I heard about that. Another old timer told me a story one time about that. Because I've been working around here a long time. I'm always interested in what happened years ago. People would tell me I guess there was a farmhouse on Kings Grant that's still there. That was one of the original farmhouses, right?
I don't think so, because they done built so many houses back there in Kings Grant.
On Kings Grant Road.
Yeah, but it's a lot of houses.
But there was one back in the day. There was one farmhouse. That was the first one. That was all farm, from what I heard.
No, all this in front of us was farm.
Right. Okay.
Because Charles Ingram had all that side and the other side of the road.
Now Charles Ingram, which is Ingram Road's named after.
Right, and
he died.
Died.
When do you think he died? How old were you?
I don't. Oh, I guess I must have been about 12 or 13.
So he died probably in late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, he was a mail carrier.
Mail carrier, and he had a farm.
And he had all of that was his farm on both sides of the road, on that Ingram Road side.
Now, were you guys one of the only black families living back here, or were there more than?
No, it was. We had the Joyner family.
Joyner?
Yeah, it was the grandmama, and then the grandmama's son. They both had a house right where that big house sitting next to the little white house by me. Well, the son and the mother had a house there.
But it was predominantly white, or was it some more?
Well, we were right then.
Or what was
the white people didn't start coming until, first that big house that's sitting next to that white house.
So all black people here first, and the white people kind of started moving in. Okay.
They started building up.
I never knew that years ago, Chesapeake Beach, was a black beach. I never knew we had segregated beaches back then.
Oh, yeah.
They told us about that in the police course, because years ago we used to have 2 policemen. The first 2 black officers in the police department would work that area because.
They had a lot of policemen down there, and they had a lot of black folks going to the beach.
Yeah, but they never. I guess.
Some of them owning some of them clubs down there.
I guess I don't know whether it was the. I want to say maybe black officers couldn't arrest white people. I can't remember the whole story, but they told us the whole, rules. It comes so far and
then it was mostly it was all black people down there at Seaview Beach.
Yeah.
And Ocean Breeze, they were all on that other road there.
It's so much change that's come about. I like to hear stories because it's interesting to me the way.
I know it is interesting. It's interesting to go back there and see it now.
Yeah.
And could have seen it before, cause it wasn't nothing but trees and farmland all out here.
Mm-hmm.
Trees and farmland. Going right down Virginia Beach Boulevard. Man on a couch business right on the left side going towards Norfolk, right along there by, I'm trying to think what's along there now. But anyway, it was farmland on both sides of the road.
You got a great memory.
Well, that everybody now thinks I'm going crazy because I keep calling police come secure me, and I can't get hold of whoever's doing what they're doing.
I understand you have a son that lives around here?
He lives on the other side of town, up across the boulevard going up.
How often do you see him?
Oh, I've been seeing him every day. Last night he come spend the night with him because I got scared to death because somebody had come and started calling me, didn't call me my name. They would just be blowing through the window or something. I don't know what they were doing, but...
How many children did you have? Just one?
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got a good one if he comes and keeps checking up on you.
Oh, yeah, he comes over. He spent the night with me last night because I told him I was kind of scared to stay home.
Now, your husband passed away when?
I had two husbands.
Not at the same time, though, right?
First one went to war. First one was in the, whatever that war was.
Probably World War II? Yeah. Probably in the early 40s?
Yeah.
Or Korea?
No, he wasn't in it. He was in the, I'm trying to think what was,
World War II was, 38 to 45?
No,
was he older than you?
Oh, yeah. He was 50 years old and I was only 17.
Wow. He was probably World War II.
Look, I got married at 17. Had a boy by the time I was 18. He went to war. And I guess he went over there 6 months post. He said, the person that wrote me the letter said that he had called to the mess house or whatever you call it and asked somebody to bring him some water while he was doing guard duty. Well, whoever took him some water put something bad in it, and the boy said, they called me and said, and his eyes popped right out of his head. And I said, oh my God, I just got married.
He died?
Oh, yeah.
So you're a widow of a World War II soldier that passed away.
My second husband, when he got out of the army, he came here, and I wanted to stay here, but he wanted to go live in his country, which was in Texas. And bless holy cow, well, we weren't really separated, but I didn't go with him there because I didn't like Texas where he lived.
What year are we talking about there? 50s, 60s?
I'm trying to think. I think it was in the 60s because at that time I was living in Washington, D.C.
Now your son in Virginia Beach, that's a product of your first
husband.
Your first husband. So you didn't have any children with the second husband?
I didn't stay with him long enough because he went over. Both of them went to war.
Did the second one die in war too?
No, he didn't die in war. He got hit by a car, tore his car in Texas. He got hit after he got out of the war.
Did he die in a car crash?
Car crash. It said that he came through some guy came through the light as he was going straight up the street. Man. They were coming across and hit him and spin his car around, and then the car fell over in a ditch because they had nothing but big ditches down in Texas. And cut his head off.
I had a niece, 13 years old, get killed in a car crash. It's horrible, man.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You had a rough life, man. But I'll tell you what, You got a good outlook on it because you're 91 years old and you're smiling.
91, yeah. So 90, 91, right.
And you're how you getting your food? Your son brings it over to you and all that?
No, I go out and get my own food. My car right now.
You drive still?
Yeah.
I saw your car in the back. I saw it in the car.
I got to call it AA and get them come over here and start my car. So I've been riding around in the car and didn't realize I hadn't had my car inspected for 3-4 months.
Oh man, I'll get you a ticket. I'll get a ticket. I'm just kidding. My sergeant would love if I wrote a ticket to somebody. They're always yelling at me for not writing tickets.
I said, "Oh Lord, don't do that to me."
No, I'm just.
So I said, "Look, I got to park this for a while because my feet hurt. I don't know what's wrong with my feet. I got everything, arthritis, eating my bones up. But I don't give up. I keep right on going."
Do you have a lot of social contact other than your son?
Right now, I don't. Cause my best girlfriend is laying up there in the nursing home there, right down near north, but I can't think of the name of it to save my life.
Let me ask you a question. Cause you live here all alone. You look like you're doing okay.
I am doing all right.
You look, you're doing really well, actually.
I got the guy come in and try to straighten it up a little bit, cause getting it look run down. So
well, it looks all right. But I had an uncle, great uncle, never had any kids like myself. He grew up outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a small coal mining town called Cannonsburg, and he was a short little dude. I think he went away to World War II for training. I think he flipped a tank or something and ended up, he got tossed out of the army and he drove a cab. He did meaning just small jobs his whole life. And when he was 80, he was born in, I think, 1903. And when he was in his late 70s or early 70s, whatever, he had both of his legs cut off below the knee. But he was happy. He just did it because he wanted to. Nah, he had diabetes or something like that, I guess.
I'm getting ready to say he had something to do.
But he went into a home. And I'd never seen a guy enjoy going into a home as much as he did, because he was around people and he had a social outlet where he could talk to people. Now, I don't think you need any care. I don't think you need to be in a facility. But there's a lot of agencies around here, because there's a lot of people at your age that like social interaction with older people.
Well, see,
do you have a social interaction?
Not now, I don't, because I can't.
Can I try and find you?
No, I don't want to go nowhere but here.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
That's fine.
My mother
I'm just
built
making
this
sure.
house.
No, I get you.
She worked very hard to get this house built so we would have somewhere to live. All of us live together.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I like to stay home and watch TV as long as you're happy. Because I have a mother and my dad.
I watch TV. I got TV.
My mom
but
is.
I don't like TV as much as some people do.
My mom is 78. My dad died about 20 years ago. And my mom, I have 2 sisters in Northern Virginia. And she still works. She's a nurse. She likes to work. But, she, I don't think she watches a lot of TV. She's got a lot of friends, but I think sometimes some people like a more social outlet than other people. Me personally, I'm content to just eat and watch TV all day, but I'm just trying to make sure that you have.
Right now I am sort of by myself.
I'm sorry, it's my radio. I'm just trying to make sure they aren't calling me.
This is the first time I've really been in the house by myself, because I've always had somebody come spend a night.
Who?
Girlfriends. I got a goddaughter that lives in Washington, D.C. She comes in here and stays 2-3 days.
Okay. As long as you got somebody.
I enjoy that. And I get to go out when they come. But since I've been having the trouble with my feet, and I don't know what's wrong with them, I don't care about walking so much. But I still drive to the store. I don't go very far down like I used to. I used to go all across the country.
Well, if you in the future, if you are having a hard time getting up, or you're having a hard time and you need something, call us, because I work midnights.
Oh, do you?
I'm here on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. I'm off on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm off usually the whole month of December because I got leave to lose. My name is Mark Rowley.
Mark Rowley.
Just ask for the handsome police. I mean, they'll know who I am. Now, what's your name?
Mary
Mary
Hicks. That's my second husband's name.
I get you.
Name. I keep saying I think I'd make my son feel better if I could get the last name of his daddy, because his last name was Wall.
Yeah.
W-E-L-L.
I saw your son's name in our case, Levi.
Yeah, he was surprised that somebody had called him to tell him to meet me over here. I think it was last night, because he stayed here with me last night, and left early this morning, because he also has a I'm trying to think of the man's name, but I can't think of the name. But anyway, he passed away, and he was working with him. So now he got to take care of his wife.
I get you.
So he said the funeral, I think, is Friday. So,
do you keep late hours, or do you normally?
Oh yeah. I would have been sitting right here now if I hadn't got all that other company that I don't know who they are, and they got flashlight. Last night, let me tell you what it did. I walked in here. They had a light that shined all over my house. It was so bright, I thought, where in the world that light coming from? And yet I don't see anybody, but I know it's somebody out there. Well, I went in the bathroom and closed the door and called.
I saw where the police were out here. I wasn't working last night.
I said, I got.
Or 2 nights ago. I think it was 2 nights ago they called.
Yeah, I done called 3 times.
Sunday night, yeah.
Yeah, I called Sunday night. I called Monday night, Tuesday night, back to back. And then calling tonight.
Well, everything's good tonight.
But that's what everybody said when they come. Whoever it is. And the bad part is, they don't come and go about the business. They come and stand up on a box at midnight and look at me sleep. And I can't sleep because I just keep my head covered.
You know what sometimes people say that is? Sometimes they say that is the spirit of people that you love and you miss coming to visit you, and they miss you and love you.
Oh God, I don't need nobody coming to visit me like that.
Well, maybe it's somebody you love. Hey, you know what? Sometimes I have dreams about people in my family that passed away, and that usually means that at some point in the night, if you believe in things, that means that spirit has come and visited me.
Well, the only person that I feel that comes and visits me is my mother.
Well, that's good.
Because my mother had throw him out, and I never had a father until after I got married, and my mother met another man. Bless his heart. I think.
What year did your mother die?
She died.
How old were you?
95. I guess I was 30 years old when I was 35 then.
So she died in 1935?
No, she died in the 60s.
She buried around here?
Yeah. Down the road a little piece.
Do what?
I said down the road a little piece. I broke my front teeth off, so I got to get them fixed. They false anyway. And
I get you, man. Hey, you're in real good shape for 91. And your mind is pretty good.
Well, I'm glad to hear somebody say it, because I thought I was losing my mind.
Well, sometimes sometimes the other policemen have a strange way of saying things, but your mind is real good. Now, sometimes maybe a light goes off and maybe it's not really a light, but you have a great recollection and you're healthy, and I think you're doing real well in here. Well, I work midnights. I'm always going to be here. Well, I'm not a terrible phone call away.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to write your name down.
All right. I'll write it down for you.
Okay. Make it in big letters so
I will.
I'll be able to see it, because my eyes ain't working.
My name is Mark Rowley.
2 cents.
MarkRowley. There you go. I'm gonna get out of here because we're looking for a little baby that's missing.
A baby?
Yeah. Well, not a kid. He's missing, so I got to get to try and help him find him.
How old is he?
7.
Oh wow.
So
That don't sound good.
Can I go out there and look for him and you'll be safe tonight?
I hope so. Them bastards don't. Oh, Jesus.
That's all right. I love that word bastard. Hey, you can drop that word on me.
Oh, God. And see, that's how evil I am now.
No, you're fine. Hey, I'm going to get out. You lock this door behind me, okay?
Don't worry. I'm going to lock the door and put the chair behind it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, Miss Hicks. All right, Miss Hicks, you take care.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I hope they gone and don't come back.
They're not coming back.
You know what? I believe they'll stand somewhere and when they see your car back out, they'll come back.
You know what? I'm going to go around the corner and hide once we find this kid. Okay. Lock this storm door, too, okay?
All right.
All right, Miss Hicks.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's the police again, Miss Hicks. Yeah, I can see her. She's coming, though. Okay. You been here before?
A couple times,
Yeah. How you doing, Miss Hicks?
I'm doing all right, but I can't get no sleep.
All right. Here's I got the rescue for you tonight. Yeah, I was over here last night. Had a long conversation with her. She's the nicest lady in the world, man. Her husband was killed in World War II.
How about that?
Yeah, and then she had another husband who was killed in a car crash. She's got a good story, man.
Second husband still where?
Her second husband was killed in a car crash.
Right.
But you know, she grew up here.
Yeah.
She had to walk to school all the way down to. She's okay. Yeah, she's all right. Do what? She's all right.
Mom again by accident?
I don't know. She hadn't been able to sleep, she said.
Okay. They were over here
I was over here last night.
Friday, yeah. Yesterday too. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Do what? She wants me? I'm her best friend now.
I thought he was just trying to get away. But they got away before we got here, so I heard their car. They were sitting in that car.
That car's your best friend. I told you, they're not gonna. That car's gonna keep people out of your house.
No, I really not have it there, 'cause I can keep it.
Hey, there's nothing in that car you care about. You don't drive, right?
Yeah, I was driving, but I quit after my feet went bad.
That car, you know what that car is? That's gonna keep them out of your house. So you let them stay in that car. You're not gonna drive that car. They're not gonna steal the car. The car doesn't run. I took the spark plug out for you.
You took what?
I took the spark plug out so they can't take it.
Oh, really?
So all they go do is sit in it.
Well, my son brought it here. Somebody gave it to me. Somebody even working for me gave it to me.
You didn't sleep at all last night either?
I am slept in the last 6 weeks. I just lay down and that's it.
Well, you're doing good.
Oh, Lordy.
I was just talking to Montero about you a little while ago.
Really?
The guy who works on day shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I came and cut the light on because I figured that somebody would come and rescue me.
Well, you're doing good.
I thank all of you. Thank all of you.
So was it actually was there ever any anybody?
It's 4 boys and a girl comes every night, sit in that car.
Oh, okay.
But if one boy tries to get to see me, and I won't let him come in the house because I don't want nobody in the house, me being by myself.
That's the best thing with that alarm. You work that alarm well, too.
You
know, when I hung up with you, I was just on the phone with my mom in Northern Virginia, and she's having a problem with her remote control. And remember how last night I told her how awesome it was that you were able to work your alarm, and that my mom is a nurse and still works, and she can't figure out a remote control?
Well, it took me a long time.
But I told my mom. I was literally 10 minutes ago.
You need to stand by?
No, you're good.
All right.
I kept practicing on it until I got it.
You got it right.
Where I could remember it.
Yeah, you got it right.
My son thinks I'm losing my mind. Thank you.
Nah, you're good to go, man.
My son thinks I'm losing my mind, and I'm not losing my mind. I just hit my head here, and I'm gonna make a doctor's appointment and get an X-ray because it feels funny right in here. And I told him, no, I'm not losing my mind. I said, but if somebody don't stop them boys from coming around here, I'm going to get bored by a shotgun and I'm going to shoot them.
Yeah, I don't do that. They're not going to steal nothing.
I don't want them around here.
Yeah, I know.
They stay every night. They come, and there's some old funny girl lives in the car. The first time they came, they had an old white man, and I guess it was his wife, and a white boy, and then two other black boys, and a black girl. And all of them thought they were going to sit in my car. And I said, okay, you sit in it tonight, but I guarantee you won't sit in it no more. So then I called my son and told him, come and take your son away.
What was your first husband's name? The one that was killed in World War II?
Levi James Wall Jr.
Levi James Wall, W-A-L-L?
Mm-hmm.
Where was he from? He was from North. He was from Baltimore.
He was from Baltimore.
Yeah.
And the other one was from Texas.
What branch of the service was he in?
He had just got in, so he was on for just going in.
Was he in the Army or the Navy?
The
Army.
In the Army, and got killed on his job.
Yeah.
So I guess they were Chinese or somebody gave him something. He said he needed some water. And
probably the Germans.
Hmm?
If he died in Germany, probably the Germans.
Well, whoever,
yeah.
They gave him some water, and they called me and told me his eyes popped out.
Mm.
The other husband, he liked to drink, so he had gotten out of service and going back home to his mama, which I was glad. And then I went to see his mother, and I said, thank God I had gotten home and gotten out of that car. I said, because he took me to the airport. And on his way back home, he flying down the road, and I kept saying, you need to stop drinking that liquor. I said, something's going to happen to you. And bless boy, he didn't get home. He didn't get home for him.
And your son, is he still working or is he retired?
He's helping somebody that he knows moving, these stores that's moving out.
Yeah.
He's helping them. And he works about 2 or 3 days a week. He's had 2-3 operations, and it seems like his back is bothering him more than anything else. But he said the work wasn't hard, what he was doing. All he was doing was, the other boys were taking it down, and he was just carrying it to the truck.
Yeah.
But he was complaining yesterday that his back was bothering. I said, you got a ride? All I'm leaving.
Hey, you know what?
What?
You got the same remote control my mom has. My mom was having problems with her remote control. Exact same remote control.
No kidding.
Cox cable. I got
What she having trouble with?
Man, she's laying in bed. I bought my mom a big TV, and that little box is giving her problems, and she's so agitated. My mom doesn't get agitated about anything. And she was just, oh, I'm so mad, and it's funny.
Bless her heart. Tell her, say a prayer. Don't be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, bless her heart. I had a hard time working that little old Tina thing, but I decided I wasn't going to waste my money on no TV because I don't even watch it that much.
Yeah.
I listen to the radio more than TV.
What do you listen to?
Most of the news and all about Donald Trump.
What stations do you listen to?
10 and I think it's 10 and...
On the radio?
On the radio.
You listen to AM?
Sometimes I do.
Because the AM at nighttime, because I've always listened to the radio too, at nighttime you can pick up stations from all over, from Chicago to... FM doesn't go that far, but...
No, I just listen. I spend about... If I spend 2 hours listening to TV, that's about it.
Yeah.
And I don't start looking at it until what time whenever.
I love TV, man. I watch a lot of TV. Probably too much.
But seemed like all of a sudden I got so much work to do. I wonder why that light blinked.
It's a motion detector. It's windy outside.
Oh, that's right.
Whenever the wind picks up, it's gonna go off.
And not only that light when cars go by.
Oh yeah.
It comes on when you're. If I leave it on, I used to leave it on until he's guys started hanging around my house. And then they started playing with the bulbs, taking them out and putting them back and all that stuff. So I said, well, you ain't going to burn up my electricity like that.
You know the Uzzle? Do you know the Uzzle?
Mm-hmm. Did she die?
Yeah, she died. She died not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Probably within the past, in the summertime, at some point.
Oh, you know what? Since my cousin died and the other one moved to Detroit, I don't have nobody to tell me what's going on with the church people.
I only knew because her grandson.
Yeah.
He's a little problem with us.
Oh, really?
Always been. He's always up to no good.
Oh.
But she did, she was nice. Her children, I don't know if any one of them are moving back around here, but they moved all out.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, I think it wasn't his grandmother. I think it was actually his great aunt, but he called her his grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I remember. He's always stealing. That kid will steal anything.
Oh, jeez. Glad I didn't know that.
No, he's a pain. But the reason I say is because, they were right down the street. Those are the only other people I know around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a white kid over there he'll steal everything too. He's a little pain in the ass.
I stay home most of the time now. You don't have no car to ride in, so I gave her the car because I was having such terrible problem with my feet, and I thought I might run over top of somebody. So I said, I've been all these years and hadn't hit anybody. People park my car and they back into it or something like that, but I never had a wreck. I had 2 tickets. I think the guy was sitting in his car. I think he was trying to make some ratings. So he just, when I went by him, I didn't know, I didn't even think I was going that fast.
You know who that is? That's Blackburn. He's the one that wrote that ticket. Little bald guy.
Really?
Yeah, because I looked and I said, Blackburn. And that was in 2010 you got that ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Blackburn, how are you going to give a ticket to an 87-year-old woman? 86. And I gave him hell for that. I just gave him hell tonight for that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I made him feel bad.
Well, anyway, I had to pay $150 for just going through a light.
But you know what I'm going to do? I do the lineup, and I'm going to put Blackburn in a bad zone next time. Get him back for that.
Oh, wow. Poor thing.
I'll steal his toupee.
I'm sorry, but it was the first time I'd ever had a ticket. So anyway, I said, well, first time for everything, so I'm going to try not to get another one. But I did. I got the second one, going through a light, going not Lenny, up the street there somewhere. And I said, look, you got to do better than that, Mary. I said, because you don't want to be getting a whole lot of lights. That's not good for you. And I hadn't had a light. And then I had a guy somebody in front of me, wait till he was going to make a turn, and got right up on it. And I was close by him, and a truck was close by me, so I didn't hit the man in front of me, but that truck slid in front of me. And then when I looked back, they had drinking beer. I said, that's why you hit me. But the car, he didn't hit nothing but the bumper, and he didn't even break it.
All right, Mary, can I get out of here? Because they got other calls for me now. They got a... You good to go?
Yeah, look.
That's all right. You're fine. You're all right. Don't worry about it. I think you got it locked.
Oh, you just 2 minutes late. They were here trying to unlock my door.
We get them all the time.
Shoot.
How you been? I was here a couple months ago for you. How you been?
Let me sit down. I've been ready.
Yeah?
I was sitting here and I had to jump up into the bathroom. You had to excuse me.
That's fine. Yeah, we had a nice talk last time I was here. You taught me all about history.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, remember when you were telling me about when you used to walk to school down off of
Glen Haven Road.
Well, you said you went all the way to
London Bridge.
Yeah, you had to walk all that way to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oceana.
Yeah, that's you look like you're doing all right.
I'm not doing all right. It's two guys that's been sitting out in that car, which is not their car. It's my son's car, and he's wondering how they got a key to get in.
Yeah. Well,
but when they see somebody, they start running. And I found out this morning they even hide under the house. I kept hearing this noise under the house, and there was two people talking. They done been to the door, so they just left when they saw you come up.
How old are you now? You're 90 last time, weren't you?
I'm 92.
92. That's amazing, man. You're good. You're in good shape for 90. Because my mom, there's a guy that lives down the street from me. He just turned 91.
Oh.
And, there's people living a lot longer nowadays.
Well, they eating better.
Yeah.
They eating better food. They're not eating all that junky stuff.
Yeah, I've been eating healthier too because my cholesterol was high, but.
Well, my cholesterol hadn't been high, thank God.
I told you my great grandmother lived to be just short of 100. I think she was 99.
Oh God.
My grandfather was 95.
And there's another car. That's your car.
My car's blocking the road. You got good eyes though. You saw that, dude?
See, it's driving slow and it's probably...
Well, my car's blocking the street too, so they're probably just trying to get along me.
Well, they were up there trying to unlock the door, which last night they got the door open, but by me sitting here and I heard it, I didn't go open the door. I just hit on the door and told them they didn't get away. I was calling the police.
Good. I'll deputize you.
They should be going to stop tired of running because every time they come up here, I call the police because they're a bunch of boys. I don't know who they are, and I don't have nobody in my house. I don't know.
Your son, right? Your son lives...
My son lives over there.
Great Neck? Somewhere?
No, not Great Neck. Going Lenny Haven way. I can't think of that.
How often do you get to see him?
He just left here. He comes 2-3 times a week.
How old is your son?
He's 71 or 72.
That's impressive, man. That's impressive. That's good. That was your only child, wasn't it?
Thank God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any more.
And when did your husband pass away?
Oh, he was killed in
World War II. Yeah, but you married somebody else after that.
He got killed in a car accident.
Yeah, you lost your first husband in World War II.
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lost the second husband in the next war.
In a car accident.
Yeah.
Here you are trudging along, living a good life.
Well, there's something wrong with my feet. That's why I'm trudging.
Well, hey, let me tell you something.
Arthritis is eating me up.
Let me tell you something. I go to some of these old folks' homes, and those people in their 70s and 60s, and you're crushing them. You're ahead of them. You're moving around. You're living by yourself. You're beautiful. I'll be honest with you. A lot of times I come to an older person's house. Their house, it looks dirty. Your house is clean. Oh, yeah? Everything looks very well maintained. I look up to you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate you feeling that way anyway.
I come in here and man, everything's nice.
Thanks.
And you lived here how many years?
I think we moved here because Levi was a baby.
I think it was like 70. You said close to 70 years last time I was. So you've been here almost 70 years or over.
Over that.
Yeah.
So I don't really remember the time, but the year there I came, but it was before 60, long before 60.
Yeah.
And because he was a baby when we moved over here.
And you came from Philadelphia or somewhere up north, didn't you?
North Carolina. North
Carolina. Your husband came from up north, though, right?
He was from, his family was from cherish, South Carolina, but they moved up to Baltimore. Okay,
I knew it was somewhere on the eastern seaboard. See, I got a good memory. I was over here probably a year ago.
You got better memories than I have.
No, I don't. You have a very good memory.
No, and I'm about to go crazy with this food. They look like
Hey,
they're young
let me tell you
boys.
something. They're not gonna steal anything from your car. They may mess.
I don't care about that car.
They won't come in the house.
They want to come in the house.
They're not.
I don't know them.
They're not
I
gonna.
don't want them.
They're not gonna. As long as you keep that second door locked, you keep both of them locked.
That's the one. They got that open last night.
Make sure you keep that. Make sure you keep that screen door closed. Hey, you remember your. You know, my mom is 79, just turned 79, and my mom still works. She's a nurse, but my mom could never figure out if I gave, and she's smart. She could never figure out how that alarm. You came right up to that alarm. You knew your code. You knew everything, and most people don't.
Well,
Most people fool around.
I had to learn.
Well, you learned.
I just got this system. Cause I had a system before.
That's your best friend right there. You keep that alarm. You lock that door, and you keep that alarm on at night.
I do, and I usually somebody calls me when it goes up, go off like that. But the funniest thing, I just beginning to learn how the numbers that I'm supposed to keep in my head.
Well, you got them right there, right in front of me.
And I'm glad I took the 4 easy ones and then take some of the other ones that you offer. So I started remembering that.
Well, everything's good. Why don't you go back to bed? And
I wasn't in bed. I was sitting in here
watching TV.
I kept hearing that lock clicking.
Are you a night owl?
Yeah. Well, now I am, but I wasn't.
No. I got this. I'm just right. I was just right behind Wawa. I mess around down there all the time, and so I'm always close. Nobody's gonna mess with you around here.
Where's Wawa?
Remember that old restaurant that was called Pine Tree Inn? Yeah, that's where the Wawa is now.
You know what? I've never known the name of that place when they moved up there. Because I've never been there, for one thing.
The convenience store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never shopped there.
Nah.
And so that's why I couldn't remember. I know I heard the name before, but I couldn't remember exactly where it was.
Yeah, they put it right there. They Pine Tree Inn used to be closer to the
Well, see, they owned all that on that hill.
Yeah, I think that Wawa's probably been there for probably 10, 11, 12 years now.
It's been that long?
Yeah.
I remember I said, oh, Pine Tree Inn is leaving us. So my mother used to work with the whole family.
Yeah, that was you were telling me about that the family from all the families last time.
Yeah, all the family used to live on that hill. My mother took care of his mother.
Are those the kids that are buried over there right at near the 7-Eleven, right in the corner there? There's a that little small cemetery right there?
Yeah.
The Herds family.
Could be.
I think it's the Herds family, and they was killed in a house fire or something like that years ago. Probably,
Well, I don't know where they were buried because at the time that his mother died, where was I? What was I doing? I don't remember. But anyway, I wasn't here. I wasn't living here. Oh, I had gotten married. That's what it was. So I wasn't living here. And my husband was in the Army, so he was stationed, I think, at Fort Garden somewhere.
Now, where was he? He was killed overseas.
Overseas.
Where do you remember where he was killed at overseas?
You know, that war they had, I don't remember exactly the name.
Do you know where he's buried at?
Yeah, well, they said at that time, they said they didn't have enough money to send them.
So he's buried over there,
He was buried in Nuremberg, Germany.
Oh. You never been able to make it over there?
Nope, ain't been over there. And I guess ain't no need of going now, because if the cemetery looked like the ones around here, I couldn't walk over it.
No, I get you.
I really couldn't find it.
No.
I asked my son, I said, if you want to, why don't you try and get information and how to get there, Nuremberg, and just take off and go and visit the grave. There's another car.
This is 321 Charlie, check.
10-4. Yeah, I'm blocking the road, so they're all. I'm blocking them in.
Where you park in the middle of the road?
Yeah, I'm the police, man. I'll park wherever I want, right?
Excuse me.
No, I'm just messing with you. No, that road's slim anyway, so it's not.
Right.
You really can't park either way. And
You could have parked in the yard, driveway.
You're like my mom now.
Oh, excuse
That's
me.
good though. No, I like it.
Well,
But I'm always interested to hear about your stories and your people that have lived such great, long, enriched lives.
Yeah, my mother, she was took sick, so she was like 10 years lying flat on her back. So I came home to take care of her.
Yeah.
And I have left.
That's the same way my grandmother, who was
Why don't you sit down a minute?
I got to get out here in a minute, but I'm just trying because I like hearing your stories.
You're so tall, I got to look up.
I am tall and handsome. I'm tired of being
tall and handsome, right?
so tired of being tall and handsome. Everybody, oh, you're so tall and handsome.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Appreciate that.
No, but
Good at that.
my grandmother had the same thing. My great grandmother, who was born I think in 1888. But she fell ill when my grandmother was in like, I want to say 5th grade. So my grandmother had to go out of school to take care of her. And my grandmother was an intelligent person. My grandfather had a college degree and master's degree, and he could talk about a lot of things, but he didn't have the same smarts my grandmother had. Because she just, once you raise somebody, that's the best education there is.
Right.
So she was always really, my grandfather was always, I love him to death, but he was always running for office. And I asked my grandmother one day, I said, what did Gramps do for work? And they were married 60 years, but they fought like cats and dogs. And she said, he didn't do anything. I supported the family. He was always trying to be a politician and chasing something. And, he'd be like, Jenny. And he'd be like, Andy, damn you anyhow. That's the way they went about it.
Throw him out.
But they were together 60 years. And I imagine if you compacted all the years, maybe one full year is when they weren't fighting. But I guess they loved each other, man. But my mom,
They did. They take 60 years together.
And they died. My grandmother died. They both died in 97. And my grandmother died in my grandmother died in June. My grandfather died in October. Isn't that crazy? All those years together. But the funny thing is, I was, we have computers and we can look up past newspapers. And I looked up my grandfather's name in a newspaper, and just on a search, there was a news article that my grandfather was engaged to another woman from Europe. And I told that to my mom. I was like, "Can you believe this?" And it's got a picture, a story and everything. He's going to be married, and so you always find out about things, after they're
gone.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Hey, let me get out of here. Why don't you lock your door? Because they're.
Don't worry, I'm gonna lock my door.
You lock your.
I was sitting in here because I haven't been asleep for the last 4 weeks or so.
You need to get some sleep.
I can't sleep at all because I hear them coming around the window.
What's your name again?
Mary.
I knew it was Mary.
I mean, my name, but everybody calls me Suge, but my name
Suge.
is Mary.
Like Suge Knight.
No, I don't know about Suge Knight. Mary.
Listen, you get yourself some sleep. We're out here. The police are out here taking care of things, man. Nobody's gonna come in your house.
I hope so, and I hope that eventually y'all complain about that car. I keep telling my son to take that car away. He says he's got to put some work on it. I said, well, push it away. I don't care.
Mary, let me tell you something. Keep that car there, because that car, whenever you have a car in your house, that makes criminals think somebody's home, so they don't try and come in. So that car is your best friend right now, even though you don't drive it.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
You take care, Mary.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they know I got it on lockdown down here.